You and Metro Boomin pretty much damn near made 2 albums dissing Drake all over the place. You had other artists, other rappers coming on there. Just like, come on now. Stop the cap, Future. Stop the cap.
I do it for the love first, peep the intentions, man. I spit game, but you never learn no lessons, man.
Goddamn, we back at it. Now, y'all know how a couple weeks ago, had to been like 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, L.A. Wilson, to the effect, tweeted out that, or the news came out that apparently after the release of Young Thug, shout out to Young Thug being out of jail for like a month now, it seemed like Future and Drake and hashed their beef. Maybe a little bit to Metro Boomin to the fact, but it's mostly Future and Drake. Some people coined that to the fact that Young Thug came out of jail, like I said, roughly around the same time. And it's also to the fact that Young Thug tweeted out while he was in jail, so someone else tweeted out for him that he wanted to all the beef between everyone, Drake versus 20 other people, obviously primarily Kendrick Lamar. He wanted all of that to squash the beef, so apparently maybe that came to the fact after Young Thug's release. And now, and of course after the fact as well, apparently the next day people were saying, oh no, that's not true, that's not real. And now, I guess now a month later it turned out to be really true, as in GQ and L.A. Wilson is coming together for, I guess, some kind of collab, or GQ did an interview for Metro Boomin and Future, and they kind of just had a whole discussion about the beef and the controversy. And it seemed like that both Metro Boomin and Future are walking back their disagreements, disgruntlements that they had with Drake, and now they're both taking back their statements. So we're gonna go over to NFR on podcasts on Twitter. So shout out to NFR for always being quick on the news and presenting all the information as we get them. So let me change my screen here. Let me change it to yep, there we go. And now let me just slide this over so you can actually see a little bit more. So yeah, let's have a quick little discussion about all of this. So as you can see here, it says via GQ Men of Year issue. So this discussion interview is from GQ, and apparently I think L.A. Wilson maybe did it for them or assisted putting them out. I'm not exactly sure here. So it says on a tweet here, Metro Boomin and Drake, this is on album with Future. Me and Drake, we had a personal issue for that record, not over a girl and anything. Said it, yada yada yada. It was a personal issue that hurt me, disappointed me. But we could go along to other tweets here. And it says Metro Boomin confirms he regrets going on anti-Drake tweet spree. That man was going on crazy on Twitter, pretty much this past year now or so, roughly. Expand upon this tweet. Now I did have my moment online, which I regret. I should have been stronger than that. It was out of character for me. But at a certain point, it's like I don't rap, bro. What Drake on push-up said. Show to make your so drums, nigga. That was a solid line with Drake there. Yeah, so you're going on shit at me on all these songs. I'm not going to get in the booth, so I'm going to tweet at you. Yeah, that's the best thing you could do is tweet and make some beats. But then as we go back along, Future, on his side of things, speaks on Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. It said, there was a beef. I didn't even know it was a beef. Cap. You and Metro Boomin pretty much damn near made 2 albums dissing Drake all over the place. You had other artists, other rappers coming on there. Just like, come on now. Stop the cap, Future. Stop the cap. It was a beef. I didn't know there was a beef. I didn't know they had nothing going on. I didn't anticipate any rap battles. Capping like a motherfucker. Look at that tweet here. What was that movie? I forget the title of the movie that came out. What was that? 2018, 2019? And yeah, that's my GIF. And then that man Future was blind as hell. Just couldn't see anything was going on. Capping like a motherfucker. And then we go on to some people tweets here. Future to Drake. And then King Wow, is he being serious right now? Metro Boomin Future walking back the whole beef. It definitely smells of wanting to get back when Drake good books. Looks like catching the one only one standing 10 toes down. I agree with that. It seems well that maybe The Weeknd, ASAP Rocky, and among others are still standing 10 toes down with Kendrick Lamar. But it seems like Future and Metro Boomin are walking back their steps, finally closing out with DD. Future acting like he was supposed to be offended by "fuck the big three" lyric, who was never part of the big three to begin with, is hilarious. How can you be that unaware? Big facts. That man Future is, I don't know what the hell is going through his mind. But yeah, it's just definitely interesting to see them, Metro Boomin and Future, are walking back their statements and their disgruntlements with Drake over the course of this last year now. Obviously, Kendrick Lamar hopping on to like that track, started setting things all the way off, and then just took off way from there. Obviously, the beef going back and forth. Like I mentioned, other artists, other rappers hopping on Metro Boomin and Future's 2 back-to-back double albums. It's just like, yeah. And now they're walking back to this thing, is closing out towards the last like 4 or 5 weeks of the year. They're like, yeah, we're taking all our statements back. We regret doing what we did. Future claiming that there was no beef going on. So now it's like, where do we go from here? Will Kendrick Lamar continue his tirade against Drake? And will he continue to have others that's joining him with, like I said, A$AP Rocky, The Weeknd, among many others? And then, do we get What a Time to Be Alive too? Is this actually coming to fruition? I remember when Life is Good, it came out at the beginning of 2020. I'm like, oh shit, we about to get it. What a Time to Be Alive. And then did it come to fruition? But we still got plenty of tracks between Future, Drake, and Metro Boomin. And then obviously the beef went down. Like, well, we could throw What a Time to Be Alive 2 coming out. And now coming out to close out November 20th of 2024. It seems like we might be getting the What a Time to Be Alive 2 sometime in the future. Who knows? Could be next year, could be next summer, could be a couple years out, it could be down the road. It may never come out. It remains to be seen, but definitely the What Time to Be Alive 2, because the original one obviously is an absolute classic and absolute banger indeed. What else? Oh yeah, like I mentioned earlier, people seem to think the current speculation is that Young Thug got everyone back together. Obviously, we've seen with him with Travis Scott, Young Thug, Future. They all been in the studio together, already got the gig cooking. It was already brought out that Drake shipped out $1 million to Young Thug once he, like the first few days after he got out of prison. So it seemed like some people, like I mentioned, speculate that Young Thug brought everyone together. It remains to be seen if that's truly true. Maybe we get that in a future interview between any number of these artists. We never truly got anything from Drake's perspective on things, on how if he recouped or had discussions with Metro Boomin and Future over the course of the last few weeks or the last few months. They got amend the rights and wrongs between one another. There's definitely a lot of questions that remains to be answered. Definitely a lot of things that we can expect from the future and where we go from here. Definitely have a lot of comments. Definitely leave comments down below what y'all think about the situation. What do you think about Future being completely blind, apparently, to the whole Big Three discussion, and how he feels like he should have been in the Big Three discussion, and how he didn't know there was a beef between Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole, and yada yada yada. What do you think about Metro Boomin and Future themselves? Welcome back their statements. Definitely leave a comment down below, because this is just definitely all interesting indeed, and see definitely where we go from here. Because we definitely have a lot of questions that remains to be answered. So definitely leave that all down below. So if that was a video, I got more content like this always coming soon. Still, I'm trying to give y'all different kind of videos. Still just be all reaction videos, do some commentary videos, some new style videos, but still surrounded by music, of course. You know, even though this channel is my name and I like to do things outside of music, this is still mostly a music-based channel, so we're gonna keep it going as much as I possibly can outside of normal reaction videos. But reaction videos will always come soon if I think it's gonna be a good reaction to a certain song or a certain album. But until then, I see y'all next video. Peace.